Welcome everyone. This time I'll talk about the Holodomor and its significant impacts on Ukraine. So what does Holodomor even mean? The word Holodomor in Ukrainian means death by starvation. Let's start with some causes for why Stalin would starve 3.9 million of his own people. Back in 1932, Joseph Stalin declared that the reason he tried to eliminate peasantry in Ukraine was because at the time Ukraine was gaining independence fast, and he didn't want them to split off from the Soviet regime. So Stalin declared that the easiest way to make Ukraine weak was to starve the whole country and kill anyone with power or meaning. Stalin had only one accomplice at the time. His name was Molotov. This also related to socioeconomic classes because the rich who were controlling peasants were targeted because of how much control they had over the country. And the peasants were targeted because the farmers were making so much money off of their work. Stalin then started to take back his grasp on Ukraine when he made the law called the 5 Stocks of Grain. This meant that anyone, even a child, who would steal from a government-owned field could be shot or imprisoned on the spot. At the beginning of 1933, about 54,645 people were tried and sentenced against that law. Of those, 2,000 were executed and the rest were imprisoned. After the 5 Stocks of Grain law was made, Stalin then made a quota that each farm had to make, where he would put the whole village on a blacklist and would not provide any food to the village and have the military surround the village. After that, they would wait for every single person in the village to starve, so basically a collective death sentence for the entire village. 1/3 of the villages at the time were put on a blacklist, and the police archives found in those villages contained multiple instances of cannibalism, as well as lawlessness, theft, and lynching in almost every town. Stalin, with assistance from Molotov, closed all borders in Ukraine, stopping anyone from leaving and everyone to suffer from starvation. Oh, what's that? Okay, thanks. Just in, folks, it's said that Stalin gathered 4.27 million tons of grain from Ukraine in 1 year. For an example, it takes roughly 500 tons of grain to fill one silo. So 4.27 million tons would fill 8,540 silos. This is actually a photo of me I took live out on the field for an example. That much grain is enough to feed 12 million people in 1 year. Other countries saw that Ukraine was struggling due to the food at the time, but Stalin declined all offers made from other countries. The Holodomor ended when the harvest season was over, and there was no more food for Stalin to harvest out of Ukraine. That's everything, folks. Here are my sources. Thanks everyone for watching.